When Dances with Wolves premiered, audiences were completely captivated. This sweeping Western defied expectations and left a lasting impression. Directed by first-time filmmaker Kevin Costner, the nearly 3-hour-long epic not only secured 7 Academy Awards, but also revitalized a genre many had assumed was extinct. However, turning the story from page to screen was far from straightforward. Beneath its stunning visuals and moving narrative lie hidden truths, unusual animal performances, unforeseen accidents, personal sacrifices, and daring creative choices. These are the 25 secrets that reveal the story behind the making of this extraordinary film. Few productions push a director as much as this one did, and Kevin Costner faced challenges that could have derailed most movies. The initial budget for Dances with Wolves was set at $15 million, but as shooting progressed, expenses soared well beyond the studio's expectations. The large-scale buffalo hunts, elaborate sets, and intricate scheduling caused costs to climb week after week, nearly exhausting the funds before filming wrapped. Determined not to compromise his vision, Costner took the bold step of personally investing $3 million of his own money to cover the shortfall, potentially saving the production. This was a huge gamble. At that point, Costner was just emerging as a major star, and risking his own finances on an untested directorial debut could have been disastrous. In the end, the risk paid off enormously. The movie earned over $400 million worldwide, becoming one of the most financially successful Westerns ever and turning Costner's personal commitment into a legendary Hollywood success story. When it hit theaters, the film was praised for its respectful portrayal of Lakota culture and its emotional depth. Yet, alongside its acclaim, it sparked discussions that persist to this day. Some critics argued that the narrative leaned on a familiar formula, centering on an outsider who becomes a key figure within an indigenous community. While the film was celebrated for bringing native language, traditions, and dignity to mainstream audiences, some wish the story had focused more on native characters as the true heroes of their history. This ongoing conversation highlights how great films not only entertain but also provoke reflection on storytelling and representation. By the late 1980s, the Western genre had fallen out of favor, seen as a relic of the past. Studios assumed audiences no longer cared for frontier tales and cowboy stories, preferring science fiction, thrillers, or action blockbusters. Few believed that a 3-hour Western could attract modern viewers. Yet, Dances with Wolves proved them wrong. Kevin Costner combined expansive cinematography with an emotionally resonant story, connecting with audiences worldwide. Eschewing typical shootouts and lone gunfighter cliches, the film explored identity, cultural bonds, and personal transformation. Its massive success, earning over $400 million and winning Best Picture, reinvigorated the Western genre. A style once considered outdated regained prestige, demonstrating that authentic, emotionally compelling storytelling can breathe life into even forgotten traditions. Before achieving critical acclaim, the story faced near-constant rejection. Michael Blake had originally written it as a screenplay, but Costner advised adapting it into a novel first, believing a published book would generate more interest. Blake followed this advice, only to encounter repeated dismissals. More than 30 publishers turned the manuscript down, skeptical that a story about a soldier living among a native community could succeed. During this time, Blake survived on odd jobs, even washing dishes, while continuing to pursue his story. Eventually, a small press accepted the novel, releasing it in 1988. Although sales were modest, it provided Costner with the foundation to acquire the rights and move forward with the film. What started as a rejected manuscript ultimately became the source of one of the most acclaimed Westerns in cinema history. The beloved wolf character Two Socks, who forms a bond with John Dunner, required more than a single animal to bring him to life. 2 trained wolves, Buck and Teddy, shared the role, each performing specific actions such as approaching Costner, running alongside horses, or remaining still for long takes. Safety was a top priority, as wolves are not domesticated, and the crew worked diligently to maintain a controlled environment while capturing natural behavior. Even with careful planning, some tasks were difficult. The iconic howling could not be performed by Buck or Teddy, necessitating a third wolf to provide the haunting sound. Together, the three animals created the unforgettable on-screen presence of Two Socks. One of the most memorable sequences, the buffalo hunt, involved thousands of live animals, presenting enormous challenges. To film close-up safely, the team used a cutting-edge animatronic buffalo costing $250,000. Equipped with moving eyes, simulated breathing, and realistic fur, this mechanical marvel enabled shots that would have been impossible with real animals. Despite its advanced design, it often malfunctioned, delaying production until repairs were made. However, the investment paid off, allowing audiences to feel the intensity of the hunt up close and contributing to one of the most iconic scenes in modern westerns. Not all animals came from South Dakota ranches. One unusual buffalo, Mammoth, belonged to rock musician Neil Young. Intended for close-up shots, Mammoth proved challenging. Having grown up isolated, he became anxious when placed among the herd and often ran off in the wrong direction. The solution was unconventional. Mammoth had a weakness for Oreo cookies, which handlers and sometimes Costner used to guide him. While unorthodox, this method secured crucial shots, showing how unpredictable production on this scale could be. The immense buffalo hunt was filmed with one of the largest herds ever assembled for a movie, 3,500 bison at the Triple U Ranch. Coordinating such a massive number of animals required weeks of planning with ranchers, wranglers, and animal experts. Every movement had to be carefully timed, from herding the herd to ensuring the safety of camera crews and actors. Any mistake could have caused injury or ruined days of work. Despite the risk, the resulting scenes were breathtaking, giving audiences an authentic glimpse of the Great Plains and marking one of the most ambitious visual achievements in Western cinema. In the film's opening Civil War hospital scenes, Kevin Costner appears twice. While a body double portrays the wounded Dunner, Costner disguises himself as a surgeon in the background. Careful framing and voice dubbing ensured his face remained hidden. Managing both acting and directing simultaneously was no small feat, yet he succeeded, leaving a subtle Easter egg for attentive viewers and demonstrating his deep commitment to the project. The sight of Lakota riders galloping seemingly without saddles created dramatic tension on screen. In reality, lightweight saddles were concealed under blankets, ensuring safety while maintaining the illusion of bareback riding. This clever solution allowed actors and stunt performers to remain secure during fast-paced sequences, blending authentic skill with modern safety measures and preserving the film's realism. The opening battle scenes relied on hundreds of dedicated Civil War reenactors instead of only Hollywood extras. These volunteers brought authentic uniforms, weapons, and knowledge of 1860s military maneuvers, giving the scenes a realistic and historically accurate feel. Reenactors could drill, handle replica firearms, and recreate battle movements naturally, freeing Costner to focus on cinematic storytelling. This collaboration added depth and credibility to the historical sequences. Graham Greene, portraying the wise Lakota holy man-kicking bird, used unusual methods to convey age and experience. In his 30s during filming, Greene placed slices of bologna in his moccasins to alter his posture and movement, forcing himself to walk carefully and appear older. This creative technique helped him embody the character's physical presence authentically. Greene's dedication earned him an Academy Award nomination, proving that unconventional methods can produce compelling performances. Doris Leader-Charge, a fluent Lakota speaker, coached the cast to deliver authentic dialogue and also played Pretty Shield on screen. Her dual contributions as language teacher and performer ensured the film accurately represented Lakota culture, giving audiences a more immersive experience and enhancing the film's credibility. Some of the film's most memorable moments arose spontaneously. While filming at Fort Sedgwick, Costner's horse Cisco unexpectedly bucked inside the corral. With cameras rolling, the handlers let the moment continue. Cisco's spirited energy added a naturalistic feel to the scenes, demonstrating that unplanned events can sometimes create the most genuine cinematic moments.